Live look inside the courtroom as the jury decides the fate of George Zimmerman. Deliberations have been going on for just about 3 hours, just under 3 hours now. News Channel 5's Michael Williams live in Sanford, where much of the community is anticipating this decision. Michael.
Tiny Sanford, founded in 1877, Jay, as I stand outside the Seminole County Courthouse Complex, a city that sits not far from Orlando, but overshadowed by the big city just to the south, but right now very much in the media limelight as you take a look at some of the footage. As I went downtown today and talked to residents of Sanford, talked to them about what it's been like since February of 2012, being under a microscope, under the scrutiny of the nation and indeed world media here. You'll hear from a lot of those people. You'll hear the differing points of view about what justice can be defined as this jury, the 6-person all-woman jury, now behind closed doors, deliberating the fate of George Zimmerman in the second-degree murder trial involving the death of 17-year-old Trayvon Martin. All that at 5:30. Now back to you, Jay.
Michael, thank you. I'll pick it up from here. Legal analyst Michelle Suskauer is here to break down the day's events. And Michelle, you heard from Alex Sands and Michael Williams. The jury went back into the courtroom a short time ago, asked for a list of evidence. What does that say to you?
Well, when I heard that there was a question, I was very excited because I thought, you know, you ask a question, it sort of tells you where the jury's going, and boom, they're going to come back with a verdict right away. This makes me think it's going to take a little bit of time, unless someone wants to see one particular thing that they couldn't remember, and then we could still have, you know, a verdict pretty soon. But it looks like they're being thorough, which is what they want to do.
That we all want them to do.
Absolutely. And Mark O'Mara, in his closing statement today, was telling them over and over again, listen to this, watch this, look at this, listen with your own ears. Don't rely on what the state says.
Speaking of closings, who won the day today?
Well, I think that it's hard to say, but I think that the state was wonderful in their rebuttal. I think their rebuttal really redeemed them from yesterday, because I thought yesterday they were a mess. Mark O'Mara, the defense lawyer, started very slowly today in a sort of a confusing, disjointed way, but he did a good job, and he's very folksy. So, you know, I think it was sort of a tie.
Tell me this, run through the outcomes. Michael Williams just did it for us a moment ago. It could be guilty of murder in the second degree, guilty of manslaughter, or not guilty, or he mentioned at the very end a hung jury. If it's a hung jury, what would happen then?
Well, if it's a hung jury, then this case gets retried unless there is a resolution. Now, the state could decide to not try this case again. They could dismiss it. They could not file it again.
Not likely?
Not likely. It could be a resolution with a plea, or that they would try this case again.
Michelle Suskauer, I'm sure you'll be sticking around with us all night. We all will be here.
It'll be a long night.
Yes, it will. Michelle, thanks so much for your time. And we do want to know what you think and about when this verdict may be reached. Will it be today in the Zimmerman trial? Text us your vote. Just text yes or no to 29,000. We'll have your results a little bit later in this broadcast.